Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Obviously, there in that brief little clip, you saw that there are some other tanks. So there's some stuff going on with the channel. So I'll just tell you right now, if you haven't subscribed, you've stumbled across this video, hit the subscribe button because we're going to be doing some new stuff here on the channel, and you can check out some of my older videos and see what I've done. But today, I probably should have moved the spider plants. Get these out of the way here. Today is about this. Now, this came from, I don't remember what the name of the store is. Hobby Lobby, that's it. They say that memory is the first thing to go, but I guess. Anyway, it came from Hobby Lobby. It was over in their light section, and I thought it just looked cool, and it screamed to me Terrarium. So that's what we're going to do today. I like the little door. I'm going to try and do something different. I know it's not completely sealed the whole way, so I am going to have to keep watering the stuff in here. But you know what? I don't mind that. And since this is going to be new stuff over here in this room, well, may as well start with something small, because the tank here beside me, I still have to water test and everything else yet. So, and this, in case anybody's curious, it's a spare McDonald's cup, and I've got a little mango starting to grow in there. So I will get that out of the way. But it is about the terrarium here today. So that first one I did is doing pretty well, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to have one set it up here on my desk. This is actually going to be a workspace for me. If you've ever watched the channel Plants in Jars, where she does the propagating of the different plants and things like that, I'm kind of hooked on the channel, and I thought I'd see about maybe giving that a try. So I've got this nice table, nice spacious here. I'll have plenty of room to put the still air box on it and have workspace. There is more light here than just that, but I just don't have the overhead light on at the moment while filming here. But I thought it'd be kind of nice if I had something like this I can put, and of course it's going to go right where I have everything else, but the still air box will still have plenty of room between here and the end of the table for me to put this, and I'll be able to kind of look at it on like that, just closer to the edge of the table, and I'll be able to water it just by opening the door. So I thought, what the heck, it'll be something completely different. And yeah, that'll be the first new project here in the room. So, thanks for coming along on this little adventure. Thank you for all of those of you who have already subscribed. Thank you to all of those of you who have purchased the coloring book that I published. It does support the channel, especially since it's a small channel and we're not monetized yet. So, I'll put the links for that stuff down in the bottom. But otherwise, let's go ahead and get to the terrarium here. Okay, we're back. So, ready to go. I've got my coffee. As you can see here, I have my lava rock. I did kind of rinse off a lot of the fine powder and stuff already. I have a piece of, it's actually just a piece of screen material. That's going to go on top of the lava rock, same as I did for that last terrarium. And then I've got the sphagnum moss back here in the back. That'll be my next layer after that. So let's go ahead and just start getting some stuff in and see what we can do with this thing. And hopefully I've got enough of this lava rock for in here. I think I can get one or two more pieces, so I'll be right back. Alright, that was nice and quick. And I actually washed just 3 pieces, I do believe. That's that's all we need. So I already measured this out, the screen here. So that'll just go right on top of that layer. And then I've got my sphagnum moss. I'm not doing anything real fancy with this. I'm just going to kind of do a little layer of it. Apparently make a mess on the table, but if you've been with my channel long enough to know, that's kind of what I do. Eventually I will spill some of this somewhere. End up with a pile of it on the floor or something like that. A lot of little branches and stuff in this. So the idea is that when I wet this, that sphagnum moss is going to hold on to some of the water. I'll be able to put my plants in here, and whatever they don't use right away will drain down into this. This will stay wet for them, and any excess will drain down into this other layer that the roots will still be able to get to as they grow. I haven't brought you along for the plants yet, so let me grab those and I'll show you what I'm thinking about using. Got a bunch of choices this time, so we'll see what might look good together. So we'll bring it back here in just a little bit when I go grab those. Alrighty, welcome back. So it is another day. I've got, if you recall from just a few seconds ago, I have all of this in there. I just wet the sphagnum moss down a little bit. I don't know why I did that ahead of time, but I did. So the next thing I want to do is put some plants in there. I also have one other thing that I was going to do in here. I'm going to do part of it, and there are some things that I don't have that I thought I had to be able to completely do it. So you're going to just need to hit the subscribe button or follow button or whatever it is down there, and just watch for a little update, because I think it'd be cool. I thought I had what I needed, and I don't. So a little disappointing, but I'm going to get some plants in here. So I'm going to start off with, I kind of want this one in the back corner just because this, I just think this fern looks really cool. It is a black rabbit's foot fern. Never had it before. It's got these little bits on it. They don't look like rabbit feet to me or anything like that, but they're super solid. I'm going to start off with that one and see how much space it takes up, and then kind of go from there with the other ones I'm adding in. Some of this is going to get sped up between plant to plant because it's going to take me a little bit to get some of this cleaned off, but I'll show you each plant as we go. Alright, as you can see, now you can see, I have quite a bit of the dirt cleaned off of it. I do want to leave some of that on there for the nutrients. And honestly, I think it's going to look kind of cool having this little layer of dirt in there. But the idea is, I want this to look really full, almost right away. Kind of like a jungle theme. So that takes up that entire back corner there. It's kind of what I wanted. So now I've got some other leaf textures. So we have this Moon Valley thing here, and I might be able to just get away with like maybe one clump of this. It'll be easier to show you when I have some of it cleaned off. So let me go ahead and do that. So it's a little bit easier to see the texture on that. Again, I've taken most of the soil off of it, but I am leaving some. And the idea is I want to have different leaf textures to kind of separate it. So it's not just a bunch of green on greens and similar leaf patterns and that kind of stuff. So change of plans, this one. Go over here in this corner. So we got a darker color here, the brighter fern. So let's do another leaf shape that's a little bit darker on the other side there. So here's a Belgian, I'll show you in the camera here, Belgian waffle plant. Kind of cool, the leaves are like super crinkly. Again, might be able to split this one, so I'm going to try that. Just give me a minute. Alright, well this one, as you can see, I'm a pretty well root bound in there, so that one's a little bit more difficult than I would have liked to have been. But completely different leaf texture, kind of purple underneath, which is cool, and then it's got this real glossy green on the top. Thinking that most of the time this is going to sit on a desk where I'm viewing it from this angle. So the trick is for what I'm going to do with this other thing I said you have to subscribe to and follow or whatever it is I was trying to say, is I need to leave room in here. So how do I do that with the other plants but still make it look cool? So I've got this Moon Valley here. Should be able to get one of these in there. Oh, that needs to go back in this. And hopefully this one comes out a little bit easier. So there we go. This one's a little bit shorter. Completely different leaf texture again. So I'm trying to keep different textures in different spaces. I think slide this forward a little bit here. This little bit does not want to stay standing up there. little corner over here. Not a whole lot of space, but of course we've got something different, completely different texture here. There's a dragon's tongue. So why not put that right at the entrance, right? Because there's nothing like opening your little door and being greeted with a dragon's tongue. So let me see if this is something I can split. Because most of these I've never had before. And I thought I'd try something new for you guys. Making a mess today. Just look how cool that one looks. Again, some of the purples and the greens. So that one's going to be, get the roots tucked in here, right in the front. It is going to be a pain in the neck to water everybody. I'll give this a good spray down here before this is all over. But I've got one more bit that I wanted to add that I have. And my whole idea was that we have this great big lush forest, but you get the little trails and stuff under the forest. So I've got a bunch of these. Now there's more to these and why I particularly went for the clear ones. If it'll focus. Kind of. Come on. Alright, way over here. So there's a reason I went for the clear. That'll come in later once I have the bit that I need. So you'll just have to kind of bear with me here on this. It's going to look goofy for a little bit, but once I have the pieces I need, there's two things that I need for this. Once I have those two things, then this will make a lot more sense. To you like crazy, don't I? Be finding dirt in these little things for the next couple of days, I imagine. Sticking to me because my fingers are wet now. Like I said, I've got a reason for doing that. You'll just have to trust me. But the idea is, actually let me just go ahead and take you off the tripod here. The idea is that we have this little path in here, kind of hidden behind this leaf, but it goes into our terrarium. You'll be able to see a little bit from over here on this side, but on this side, it'll be pretty full. So that's the basic gist of what we're doing. I'm going to water it and maybe get a little couple clips where I'm not running my mouth here. And then I will get this video out, but be sure to, you know, follow the channel here and we'll get some more, we'll get this update for what this is actually going to be. I do have an idea in my head. I think it's going to be cool. Just need those couple little things and then we'll get that little update out to you. And while we're here, the little mango's growing. Focus. Growing like crazy. Did you know that they could potentially grow 6.5 feet in the first year? I didn't, or I might not have planted it. Anyway, let me get this watered. I'll stop talking and we'll get some final shots here.